Alright guys, so I'm gonna be watching a video that one of my friends showed me. So I'm gonna be doing it in a video, and just reacting to it, seeing how things go out with this guy. So, first episode, the world is empty, everything is mine.
About a week ago, I decided that I had to leave the city.
What for?
It's been forever since I've seen another human.
Oh, so this guy, oh. So the world is empty.
The city was just getting way too dangerous.
Why? What happened?
I was pretty much barricaded inside my apartment, except to occasionally grab some supplies.
I just put on some subtitles. Just to see if I miss anything.
Nesters started showing up near my apartment, and then another.
Yo. Oh.
I realized it wasn't the place. It was my routine. So I had to leave. I decided to make my way upstate to my childhood home. It's deep in the suburbs. The population is obviously lower, so I assumed less nesters. It's also vacant. It has been for a while, which makes it feel safer. Fewer places to hide, which means fewer reasons to move. No surprises. A lot of times I think I'm alone in a house, but I'm not.
Yeah, wait. This is some quiet place, day one or stuff.
Here, I feel safe. I feel somewhat comforted because I know the history that's in these walls. I figure, if I'm gonna go down, I want to go down here.
Log entry home. So he has different types of logs.
It cut my travel time in half if I walked through the mountains rather than around. But first I needed to navigate the interstate roadways. I never thought in my life that I'd see them this empty. It's brisk up here. Take a look at this.
Dang, that's a pretty good view. What else is there? Is like anything else? Yeah, you guys see that? Oh, that's a house. Oh, this reminds me of one scene.
Eventually, nighttime began to set in.
Necessary finish start showing up. So quiet. I mean, no wonder.
So it's getting pretty dark out, and I'm picking up a nester.
He has a radio to pick up some.
Maybe a quarter mile out. It's just getting too dangerous to continue on foot. I have to find like a mountain house or something. I know there's some up in these mountains. I just gotta find one. And I pray it doesn't get too dark, because then it's gonna be impossible to see one. So...
Is this like in winter or something?
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. I did take a look at my map, and I see that there is a clearing on the terrain, just a ways up north here. So, I'm gonna pray that it is not just a site for some previous architecture or something. I'm praying that it's a house or something, because it is not getting lighter. I gotta turn this thing off for a while. As luck would have it,
Yo, is that
I
a
stumbled
nester I'm
upon
hearing?
a house deep in the woods.
You know what? Are you guys hearing that or
A
not?
house deep in the woods.
Because this guy's running for a reason, I know for a fact. North House. You know, there's a nester in there. You just locked yourself in there. Pretty much done for, buddy. Hold on, what was that? Yo, I swear there was something right there, right here. I swear there was something right there. Right there. You see that little white thing right there? That's gotta be something. See, it's gone now.
I guess this will have to do. The house was warm and cozy. It was a safe haven in the midst of a snowy desert. Oh. Got a nice fire going. His signal's getting pretty weak, so I'd say he's probably about 3 miles out now. So I think we're safe here for the night.
Alright. Yo, is that Nestor? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, that is.
The next morning when I woke up, I couldn't believe the view that was hiding in the dark the night before.
Yo, bro. I'd lucky stay there, but if I could. What do you guys? I know that. I know
It had
for a
been a
fact I
while
would.
since I'd seen anything that beautiful. I stayed for a while longer, took part in some activities that made me feel normal.
Puzzles. Classic. Fish.
Break 19, this is Tricky Spinner, D copy.
Yeah, there's no one, Brad. There's no one, bud.
Eventually, it was time to leave.
Man, he didn't even get to finish his puzzles.
After a while, I could feel the air was changing. The trees were getting more sparse. The snow was melting a little. I was descending from the mountains. Before I knew it, I began seeing familiar landmarks. But the evening snuck up on me quick that day, and I was still a few miles from home.
The diner.
I found a diner.
Yeah, that's a pretty good place to stay. I mean, low key, it pretty much is.
I sat for a moment, weighing whether it was worth turning on the electricity and opening up the kitchen. Since the kitchen and dining room had no windows, I decided it would be safe. I brewed myself a cup of French roast coffee. The warmth and familiar comfort of the drink lifted my spirits, easing me towards the promise of a long sleep in a warm building.
All the round tables are pretty good to sleep at, because they're pretty comfortable if you ask me. Like, really, they are.
I guess this spot is as good as any to park up for the night. I'm gonna sleep in this booth. I've slept in worse. Night. The next day, I headed straight for home. Finally, I had reached a very familiar sight. The edge of my neighborhood. I had made it home.
Big house.
Alright, my house is just beyond this hill here. So, we're getting in early. I'm glad about that. I gotta move because it's getting dark. The sun is starting to set here.
Yo, I can't see it at all, bro.
Here we go. Okay, I gotta be mindful of these. There are steps here. It could be a nester. So I really gotta be careful. There it is. I think I'm gonna go in through the basement. Seems like the best route. I had to be quick because I really didn't want a nester to see me approaching the house. Oh, please, younger me, I've forgotten to lock this. Luckily, the window is unlocked. I've learned a preemptive approach to entering a strange building. I'll leave my CB radio with the volume all the way up. Back up and give it some room. If nothing comes, I generally know it's safe. I think we're good. I entered through the basement and gave it a walkthrough. Sorry, Strong. Better check the wine closet.
The wine closet.
All looks clear. Walking upstairs into the living room, I was struck by all the memories that flooded me. This is where we spent most of the time. Felt like time had left me behind. Gas doesn't work. I even found proof that I was once here. My and a childhood friend's name that we etched inside the wooden beams. It gave me a sense of comfort. I don't know why. Okay. This was my room. I better check this storage space.
Bro, this guy's so lucky that there's no nester.
This was my brother's room. He used to look a lot bigger. Typically by now, we would have run into somebody. A nester. I'm pretty sure this house is clear, which is good. A lot of these homes are furnished, which means that there's more resources in the house. More resources just means more trouble you can run into. Check the garage. I forgot about the attic.
I don't know why this guy, bro. This guy's risking it to go towards the next nester.
This is a great place to nest right here because I can put a fire in this fireplace. I can cook some food on the fire because the gas stove's not working. And here's the big thing. Plenty of rats out. So I can escape through this big door. Plenty of windows. I can escape back through and through the basement. Or I can go over here in the kitchen where there is 2 exits. I prefer not to go upstairs because that's a place where I've been cornered before. The main thing is there's nobody here. There's no one living here now. So that's good. And that means that I can park up right here. I got some bread, some cheese, some butter, some garlic, and I'm gonna get a good night's rest. And we'll see, maybe I'll stay here a couple days. Because there's a lot of other things around this area that I'd like to scavenge for potential. Thanks. Could be some good stuff around here. It was getting dark, so I began setting up my room for the night.
Bro, this guy's prepared. This guy's a survivalist right here, bro.
So it's nearly nightfall, so I think it's a good time to start building the fire. Now with the fire, I like to start with a 3-layered base, a 3-log base. This gives the embers a place to fall and continue to burn. Without a solid base, the embers just fall, hit the stone, and then they burn out. So this will help our fire last a lot longer. Next, we're going to build walls around the base. I like Lincoln log pattern myself. Usually I build these walls a lot higher, but I'm going to be cooking a grilled cheese on this later, so put a log on top. Yeah, you want to give everything a destination, you know? The embers go down, the flames go up. So next we're going to stuff the fire with some of the debris I got earlier.
You didn't have to skip that off video.
Birch wood. And of course, Old Faithful. Some dried up leaves. So put some
That was not necessary.
in the sides. Top here. This is a concoction actually my grandfather taught me. He was a farmer, and he was very, very skilled in woodworking and tractor mechanics, so he always had sawdust and old motor oil lying around, and one day he decided to combine them, and what resulted was a very slow-burning concoction, and we called it fire starter. So sprinkle some of this on top, some in the entryways. That's a good old fire. I like that. I felt safe for the first time in weeks. And then I found her. Okay, it's nearly dark. And I'm a little freaked out right now. Because, like an idiot, I didn't check every nook and cranny in this place. And I found this.
What's that?
I found a nest. This is the room that I came in at. So, I was just so damn eager to check the rest of the house that I didn't think to open this freaking closet.
Was someone living there? Someone was. Oh, what's that on the wall?
I'm just freaked out because it's too late to go anywhere else. I don't know if this is a live nest. It's no wonder this window is open. There's a lock on the door upstairs. And just gonna lock it. And lock all the other doors and it should be fine. Just pray that. I just pray that's a dead nest. It could very well be. That happens all the time. It's just they never leave their sleeping bag, they never leave their pillow. Why would you do that unless you were coming back? I couldn't let it break me. It was too dark to leave. I told myself I was old, inactive, that I hadn't done anything to wake it. I had stopped at the market along the way to get some ingredients for grilled cheese. Okay, so I have 2 slices of white bread, a few slices of cheese, and some butter. I also found a clove of garlic nearby, so I'm going to cut that up and mix it in with the butter. Let's start with chopping the garlic. So I threw that garlic all into my iron cast pan. I'm going to add some butter here. It's going to melt over the fire. Next, let's assemble our sandwich.
Around 5 miles per hour. Chance of rain 20%. Sunny, mostly cloudy. Highs in the lower 60s. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Alright, so this fire has died down enough so I can throw the pan on with the butter and the garlic. We're going to let that butter melt. This is actually a great level of heat for this butter. It's not too hot, not too cold. Gives the butter time to melt without burning it. Okay, the butter is nice and melted, so I'm going to throw the sandwich on now. Cooking over an open flame gives the bread and the cheese a rich, smoky flavor, which you'd never get on a gas stove, which is nice, but it's tricky because the heat is intense and uneven, so you gotta be careful. The goal is to toast the bread and caramelize the cheese evenly.
Real quick, hold up.
And it's
I want to see
delicious.
how long this was made. When was this made? 2 months ago.
Oh yeah. I tend to like my grilled cheeses a little overdone. I never quite understood why people don't like their cheese caramelized. I mean, that's like the best part, you know, and the cheese hits the pan and nicely. Look at that. That is a grilled cheese right there. That's gonna crunch. Alright, let's listen to this crunch. Woo! Yeah, let's go in. Oh. I can taste that smoke.
We're just got a free
Okay,
snack right there.
I can't wait to just get warm and toasty in my sleeping bag. I'm tired. I walked a lot today, aside from the nest in the basement, which I think is dead. This was a pretty normal day, which I don't have a whole lot of those. Whatever potential threat that is beneath me in this house, this really makes up for it. Nice warm place to sleep. I haven't heard anything either. Notice I haven't heard anything in the basement, so that's good. I haven't heard anything in the perimeter. I like to keep my radio on. I keep my radio on for a few different reasons as I fall asleep. One, this is an omnidirectional antenna, and it has a 5-mile radius, so I can pretty much hear, you know, anything within a 5-mile radius, and then I can determine whether it's a friend or it's a threat. I can plan accordingly. Secondly is a lot of radio broadcasts run on loops, and they can be actually surprisingly useful. One of my favorite channels is the weather channel. Let's see if we can get it.
The 2.54, relative humidity 86%. The wind was north at 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, so it's fully automated using unmanned meteorology stations around the U.S. And it transmits, you know, real-time weather data, so I can tell how cold it's going to be tonight or what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, so I can plan. And thirdly, I like the sound of radio hiss and radio static. It just helps me sleep. It's time for this man to hit the hay. I'm gonna hit the hay. I'm gonna leave this on right here. And I'm gonna stay alert. Good night. I left my radio running that night. It just made me feel safe. And I fell fast asleep.
Bro, I low-key think you're tweaking.
Hello?
Yeah, bro, you're tweaking, bro. You're tweaking.
I swear I heard something, but I think it was my mind.
Yeah, I knew you were tweaking.
Archivist here. Thank you for watching this vlog. We're continuing.
Well, that was 1 out of 4. Alright, now these, don't ask why I've been watching these, it's because I was trying to do the same thing, but it apparently got cut off. So I'm gonna be trying it again, still don't understand.
Okay. Day 4, squatting this abandoned house. I haven't seen another person in 81 days. A couple days ago, I decided to suit up and head north into the surrounding hills. Alright, we're heading out, so I hope I don't die. I found a map here. Barely intact, but enough to help me navigate what was ahead. Man, it is very chilly out today. I also keep my CB radio set to directional and give me some warning if there's some danger within 5 miles. So if I hear anything, I change course. Yeah, I don't trust that. So I'm definitely gonna veer in a different direction. The map led me to 3 different locations. The mall, an underground concourse, and some type of museum. Places that used to be crowded. Yeah. The suburbs are empty, that's for sure. Rows of houses, all vacant, so I thought, if anybody's still out there, they'd be here.
Walk to the journey. Look, I don't think anyone's gonna be there. I'm not gonna find anyone, if I'm gonna be honest.
When I reached the first location, I felt pretty optimistic.
The mall.
Not very promising.
So quiet, bro.
Unfortunately, I think this place is pretty empty. There's not much here. It really puts me on edge that I can see everything. There's really no place to hide here. Go see if I can find out where that sound is coming from.
Pretty sure it's just like the mall music. I mean, it's pretty normal. Because I'm hearing a little bit of mall music. That's a pretty long hallway.
Alright, see if any of these doors lead to a bunker full of custodians. I don't know.
I'm just gonna bet they're all locked.
These are all locked. wish I had some quarters.
Dang. Bro, this is making me feel hungry, bro. Making me feel hungry.
Can't believe these are still running. Little helicopter. Man, this like really makes me hungry. Because there's a food court here.
Same here, bro.
Makes me think of like Nathan's hot dogs or something. I could really go for one.
I don't know what that is, but I'm just gonna assume
That's
it's.
gonna happen.
I'm just gonna assume that's just part of the analog.
No offense, but this looks like a shitty place to work the next day. At least I see no nesters.
Lucky there would have been an Esther by now. If it was nighttime. What are the
Getting
papers
closer.
for? Dental care services.
Seems like where it's coming from. There's absolutely nothing in there. It was a recording of someone who I think has been here in the past.
Theaters.
I spent around an hour and a half exploring the mall. It was getting pretty late, and I needed to keep moving. I also saw a figure that I've encountered before moving towards me. I call him Mr. Whiteout. He sounds harmless, but I don't know, something in me just doesn't trust it. My next stop was a series of underground tunnels called Concourse B.
Concourse B? What's that? He said that was an underground tunnel.
I expected public transit, you know, trains connecting nearby towns. But instead, I found passageways linking offices, food courts, state buildings, things like that. With the parking structures below, it must have been packed with workers at some point moving beneath the city.
I'm so hungry. You can get really cornered in one of those kitchens, or else I'd fry up a deluxe. I don't think I'm going to go too deep into this because it's very maze-like, and I don't want to get lost and not be able to get back outside. Little painting. It's beautiful. Yeah, I should get out of here.
Is that an Esther? I heard it like a little scream.
Yeah, I should get out of here.
Hold on, look. I'm gonna put the speed. Wait, voice boot. No. Speed. No, I was asleep too. Where's the playback speed? Right here. Yeah, put it at 35. Hear that?
Yeah, I should get out of here.
You hear that? That's not normal. This guy's just leaving his camera everywhere, bro.
At this point, it was getting pretty dark, and I was 3 hours from home. I had a little fun on the way to the next location, and then, I don't know what I was thinking, because it started to get dark out. Woo! It's like I lost 2 hours of my time.
Come on down to Nuppy's Ice Cream. You'll free some now.
I deserve ice cream.
Do you?
Like, I was playing with my radio and acting like an idiot. It's too late to walk back.
That
I
a
was
nester?
lucky. Some of the towns I passed through still had working
Oh,
electricity.
hold on.
It's too late to walk back.
What is that? Is that a nester? Is that a nester? No, yeah,
I
it's
was
a
lucky.
nester.
Some of the towns I passed through still had working electricity. I assume they're connected to some industrial-sized power center that hadn't yet failed. When I got far from the cities, the darkness was pretty blinding. I hadn't seen a landmark in over an hour, and, out of the darkness, though, it appeared. It wasn't ideal, but I needed shelter. At any moment, I could have run into a nester, so I had to do something. So I slept inside the enclosed slide. It was not comfortable, but it worked. When I woke, I continued on my travels. The last place I visited was the taxidermy house.
There's some sort of museum.
It used to be a family attraction. Walking through it now, I kept mistaking the stillness for life. Everything looked alive, but it wasn't. Just empty forms stuffed with microfiber.
Hello, Mammoth. Don't worry. I'm gonna take your little cub, or whatever you call it.
No, that's a word for baby lions.
Hello. Hey, there's some guys doing some work over here. I feel like this guy would really hate me if he was alive.
Low-key does look like a person to hate on somebody. What is he holding? I know it's a box, but what's in it? Why is that included in the taxidermy house? That's really not necessary.
Okay, I think we're leaving the jungle.
Yeah, and then we're off to World War III.
What is this, like Aquatic World or something? One little room for the entire ocean, that's pretty generous. Ooh, Model T. Wouldn't mind taking this puppy out for a spin.
What is Model T?
Alright, I'm gonna get going.
As I walked home, I thought about nesters. I really don't know much about them. Only that they can shift from calm to hostile in seconds. Once they settle somewhere, infestation usually follows. I've encountered that. They look human, but something is off about them. Something is just not normal. I'm glad to be back home in front of this warm fire with this mug of hot cocoa. I didn't find anyone, no, but maybe tomorrow I'll head south toward the water. Anyway.
I'm guessing this is the next one. These are the nesters found me. Oh. Well. Tough luck, buddy.
Alright, day 8 of squatting in this house. It's been really nice, actually. I've been able to sleep, shower, recharge. I even managed to get the electricity up and running. Not sure for how long. That means I have a working oven, which is really great. I try not to turn on any lights, especially at night, because I don't want to attract any attention to this house. But last night I messed up like an idiot. I leaned against the light switch and I turned on the living room lights, and the house lit up like a jack-o'-lantern. Just for a second. And now this morning I see someone out in the woods, lurking around. Yeah, I see you. It could just be passing by. It could be nothing. But, makes me nervous. I haven't seen him in a few hours, but it really makes me uneasy. So tonight, in addition to cooking my favorite meal, chicken parm, I'll be battening down the hatches, tightening the security, just in case whatever is out there isn't just passing through. First, I need to run out and get some groceries, so let's do that.
The nester slash parm. Chicken parm. What is the nester gonna do with that?
Power's on in here. That's good. Let's see. We need a few different things.
What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? No, that's something. That's something for sure. It looks like a cow, but he's looking at it for a reason. But what is that?
You never know.
Trap slash security.
So as I mentioned, I need to prioritize security in this house tonight. I've identified about 3 weak points where an intruder could breach our defenses, and each requires its own special security system, if you will. Weak zone number 1 is the furnace room window. There's no lock on this window, so I've set up a tripwire, and about 7 feet 6 inches away, the average height of a nester, I've strategically positioned a knife upright. When triggered, the tripwire will send the blade straight into the upper chest or the face. Weak zone 2, the basement door. Now, the house is settled pretty unevenly, making this door impossible to keep locked. If a nester enters through here, they'll hear a tape recorder in the next room playing my voice saying the following.
Don't hurt me.
Don't come in here, please. The recording will lure them deeper inside, right into a sensor-triggered assault. Weak Zone 3, the porch passage door. Now this leads directly into the same basement door with the broken locks. When someone opens this porch door, the friction will strike matches against an igniter that I've rigged. The matches will ignite a portable gas tank that's been slowly leaking gas all night, so hopefully burning any nester who tries to breach that passageway. And I've also installed noisemakers on all the door handles, so hopefully I'll hear them coming, and I'll see them coming, and that these traps will keep them out. And I'll be able to sleep safely tonight.
Nightfall/dinner.
Alright, I'm gonna fillet the chicken now. Right now I'm gonna tenderize it. This ensures that the chicken is going to be nice and even all the way around. We're going to put some of this chicken in flour so it absorbs some of the moisture and so the crispiness will stick on. Oh. Just get rid of that. Next we'll dip the chicken in the egg batter.
Bro, this is making me so hungry, bro.
Now it's time for what makes the chicken good. Panko. Technically the panko makes it like a chicken katsu. Some grated parm. That's going to caramelize really nicely on the chicken. Now some salt and pepper. Let's mix this all up. And now in the chicken goes. Alright, now it is time to fry these bad boys up. It's not good to add the oil over an open flame, but I don't know, I feel like I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get this oil nice and hot. Now you know the oil's ready when you dip the chicken in. It sizzles. Ooh, is that ready? That is ready. I'm actually going to lower the heat. That's insane. Now, personally, I like when it's very golden brown. I don't like when it's too pale. I like when it's crispy. Very crispy.
Bro, this guy's making me want to eat so bad.
Alright, so let's get ready to broil the mozzarella cheese on. Alright, here we go. Now I'm going to throw this into the oven and broil it. I figured while the chicken parm is cooking, I'm going to set up my sleeping quarters for the night, make a fire, set up my sleeping bag. I was sleeping in the living room before, but to be honest, it's too far from an exit. And given that there was that stranger outside earlier, makes sense to be close to the exit, in case anything happens. It makes it convenient, Kitchen's right here, can make a midnight snack. Just want to set up the fire for the evening. 3-layer base.
Still chicken parm? Yep. Does this guy just have 2 layers of pans, bro? I just feel like this guy's just gonna, like, just be eating the chicken parm. Like, eating.
Oh, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry.
Is there anything interesting that happens?
And we can't forget the sauce. This particular sauce I found, it's called Michael's of Brooklyn. Tomatoes, fresh.
Wait, hold on, what? The traps work?
What am I seeing right now?
What do you mean?
That's fine. That's definitely fine.
One of the traps did work. Nah. They did find bro. They did find him. Wait, hold up. Was that the last one? No way, that's the last one. Yeah, right here. There's 2 more right here. That one.
I decided to come up north last night. Just
Bro.
to get away. I actually found this place a while back, traveling from the city to Big House. Thinking about my recovery today.
Bro, what is up?
My recovery from
Oh, that's why.
bad habits, trauma, the grief. Just never feels like I'm doing enough for my own recovery.
It's because that, bro, this is too laggy.
Especially now than my current circumstances where I feel such a lack of security that I don't have time to spend addressing anything that's going on inside. And now with the mirror of the other people gone, I don't know. I used to see people judging my habits and I'd feel this pressure. Now I gotta change something, but
We listen and we don't judge, bro.
I can't. No. I don't want to.
Respect, bro. Respect.
It's true, I don't want to. I wondered if anybody else felt that way ever. Like, you're addicted to something. I know it's hurting me and likely other people, but truthfully, I just don't want to stop. to say that I don't want to stop, it's terrifying, you know? To say that to another person is terrifying because it doesn't feel acceptable to say. You know, the truth is, I'm in pain, it's not getting better, and I don't want to work on it. But it's the truth, and the truth is the truth. I don't want to stop. I needed someone who could hear me say that, but I could never muster the courage. Because to admit that I don't want to stop something that is hurting me.
Yeah, guys. I mean, look, I really agree with this guy, but really, don't let anyone stop you. Don't let anyone get in your way. Okay. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to anyone that gives you negative thoughts, negative things, even negative speeches. So, don't let anyone ever get in your way and make you think like you're not good, you're bad. Because your brain will actually believe that and actually think and make you say that you are. So, don't listen to anyone that does that. There's some negative thoughts.
It opens me up for what I fear the most. Being abandoned. You know? It opens the door for somebody to finally say, you're right. You're not worth it if you don't behave. But what is behaving anyway? You know, not inconveniencing you, not inconveniencing other people. I mean, this is me. Now, I mean, you can argue that in the face of addiction that it's not you technically, but the fear that drives me to it is part of me. Whether that fear is real or made up. It's insane how I contorted myself, I twist myself into an acceptable version of myself for other people, everyone else. And who makes these ideals? These expectations that we're judged by? Hollywood? Religion? Just general societal fear of repeating history? I don't know. I don't know. Of course there are bad things out there. Objectively, I can't imagine anyone agreeing with intentionally or overpowering someone or treating someone less than human. I don't. But then I think about the things that we call bad but aren't. I mean, I don't think death, a natural disaster, fit that category. Death isn't bad, it's just unknown. It's just scary. A natural disaster is just Earth doing its thing. It's not acting with bad intentions. It just is what it is. Anyway, all this makes me think of who I molded myself to be for other humans. Also that, God forbid, I wouldn't be abandoned and left for dead. Look at me now. I mean, it happened anyway. I'm not so sure it matters anymore. I mean, I don't have to be anything anymore. I don't have to be a man, whatever that means. I can cry anytime, anywhere. I can be afraid without the worry of what it says about me. Makes me wonder why I didn't allow myself to do it earlier. Makes me wonder why I didn't just maybe pretend like people were gone all along. But then again, how can I learn to accept these things if no one is around to witness it? How can I be accepted for it and prove the fear wrong if there's no one there? I guess I'll just have to learn to accept it for myself. Anyway, we got a nester, 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna get out of here before it catches me.
Yeah. Okay, actually though, I would listen because anyone can make you feel bad for that. It will affect you. It will mess with your brain. It will. So that's all for the analog horror. Well, that's a pretty good analog horror. Alright, also, if you guys want to put in some more analog horrors, please put it in the comments. I'll, put this, actually, yeah, just put any other analog horrors I'll react to. Hope you guys, had a good day.